Here we go. Okay. We want to welcome everyone tonight to our Redox Nurse Talk, and this is going to be an exciting night. We're just coming off of convention, and we have a top income earner on tonight as our guest, Mr. Terry Latham. So Texas is in the house tonight. First of all, we just want to do a little housekeeping. So if you're going to be moving around, just put your Zoom on your profile so it's not distracting to the speaker. And also, we're going to keep you muted until we get to the end, time for questions that Terry might welcome. First of all, I want to give our disclaimer. So redox signaling molecules do not diagnose, treat, or cure anything. They just increase the cellular communication throughout the body, and the body takes it from there and does what it needs to. So that being said, we're going to start off. I think everyone is still muted, so we'll go from there. I'm going to show you, well, first of all, let's do our testimonial. So my co-host is Doria Stewart, and I want her to go ahead and give her testimony, and then I'll do mine. We'll do a short, quick video, and then we'll give Terry the rest of the time to talk. Doria?
Thank you. Thank you, Cindy. So, I'm so blessed to have Cindy as my co-partner here with Redox Nurse Talk. And we started this platform. I just want to share that we started this platform so that people could be educated on redox signaling molecules, and then be able to invite someone on our call that has a testimony related to the product and also the business. So yes, so for me, I live in Atlanta, Georgia. This technology was introduced to me by a very dear friend who is a dentist. And at first, when he shared it with me, I thought, I really don't see any need for this for myself because I don't deal with any health challenges. So I said, well, because I trusted him, I thought, well, let's just take a look at it. So I, looked at some of the videos, and since it was non-toxic and it worked at the cellular level, I thought, this might be something I could just, try and maybe help me live longer, so to speak. But I also looked at it too because I was soon to retire in a few years, and I wanted to continue to help serve people and make an impact. So I also saw it as a business opportunity as well. But I got on the product. I would say within the first week, I slept better for the first time in probably 30 years. And then all the discomfort that I had in my joints and my back and just different areas of my body from being a nurse, as long as I had working on the floor, all of that kind of diminished within about 30 to 60 days. And then, I've also had other things that have kind of resolved as well as I've been on the product for 4 years. But I can say that I did retire in 2021 full time. I do work part time. I do love nursing, but it's a way that I can supplement my income right now. And then I look forward to, as I grow and share this with more people, then I can retire completely and then just do this full time. So thank you, Cindy.
Thank you, Doria, for that. And when I was introduced to this product, I was already on a journey looking for more holistic or natural ways to deal with challenges. So I had some autoimmune issues and went to the third provider before I was correctly diagnosed. So been on the product for about 3.5, 4 years maybe. And at this point, I'm no longer on any medication and no side effects or no symptoms with the challenges that I was having. Oh, and I forgot to say, I'm actually a nurse here in Nashville. So with this technology, I feel like Dory and I both have the opportunity that we can touch more lives with this than we can in the field of nursing. Because with nursing, you're limited. You can't share anything. You can't give advice. You can't tell a patient to take anything without a doctor's order. So this just opens up a whole new world and another opportunity for that. So let me share my screen. We're going to do a quick video. Just a minute. Hang on just a minute. Let me get back this thing out of there. I hate pop-ups.
Alan Noble here, and I wanted to just share with you a few thoughts on why ASEA Redox is such an incredible health technology. You know, for 2 decades, science said what's inside this beautiful blue bottle could not exist outside the human body. This is a technology that is 10 to 15 years ahead of its time. You know, we now have science experts comparing this breakthrough to the discovery of DNA, the discovery of penicillin, and it truly does represent the single greatest health science breakthrough that we will probably see in our lifetime. I think a great place to start is to get really clear on what ASEA redox is not. It's not a vitamin, it's not a mineral, it's not an antioxidant, it's not an exotic juice, it's not an essential oil, it's not a CBD oil. This technology goes beyond nutrition and ingredients, and yet it can impact your health at a depth that no other supplement has ever come close to achieving. For many people, ASEA redox represents the missing link when it comes to better health and vitality. So what is ASEA? So to understand this breakthrough, you've got to realize that your body is the most complex communication network on Earth. Every second of every day, your cells are passing tremendous amounts of information within the cell, cells to cells, throughout all the systems and organs of the body. Now, you can't see it, you can't feel it, you can't touch it, you can't smell it, but this signaling and communication is going on every second of every day that you're alive. Now, any breakdown in this signaling and communication, and you cannot achieve your full health and healing potential. Let me give you a simple example. So imagine your home's on fire and you call the fire department. Now, they could be the best fire department in the city. The big red truck, the firefighters, the fire hose, the ladder, everything they need to put out the fire. But what if you have a bad cell signal? What if they don't get the message? Maybe you have only one bar, maybe the call keeps dropping, or there's cross communication. They don't get the message and your home goes up in flames. It's the same in our body. If your cells can't signal, little else matters. And so ASEA redox represents the world's first and only signaling technology that can amplify and clarify this critical cell signal. And the difference in people's lives is absolutely astonishing. So ASEA redox really does represent the missing link to better health and vitality. And I would encourage you, just dig a little deeper, really understand what this technology might be able to do for you and your family. And before we go, let me pull out my trusted tube of Renew 28. This is our topical version of the same technology. And when you apply the topical signaling gel to wrinkles, elasticity, stretch marks, cellulite, age spots, redness, irritation, the results are absolutely astonishing. So again, dig a little deeper, understand our technology and 2 beautiful delivery systems, and see what it might do for you. So this is Alan Noble thanking you for your time today, and bye for now.
Okay. Down. I don't know if anything else is going to pop up. Hopefully not. Okay, let's go back to stop share. Okay. Like I said earlier, we have an awesome guest I'm going to let Doria introduce, and we appreciate you coming on, Terry, tonight, sharing your time. We know you're very busy, and we have a lot going on with our company, and it's just really amazing how everything is blooming so much right now. So Doria, if you will introduce Terry, we'll let him talk, and then afterwards we'll have a short period for questions and for Terry, for anyone. Doria.
Okay, so I have the extreme honor to introduce you to Terry Latham. Terry's from Dripping Springs, Texas. He's married to beautiful Erin, his wife. He has 2 sons and 1 daughter. He enjoys spending time with his kids, and and I'm not going to say this right because a couple times I said this today and I said a bad word. So, jitsu. And skiing. Terry has been in the network marketing industry for 20 plus years. He has built 2 successful businesses and has been awarded the ASEA Business Builder of the Year. His mission is to help people realize the power of their potential. He enjoys helping others learn ways to supplement their income in order to have more time freedom. Terry joined ASEA in 2012 and serves on the Global Advisory Council. And he's part of the $1 Million Club, and he's also one of the top 10 income earners at ASEA. So, Terry, if you'll unmute, what I'd like to ask you is, how did your journey begin with ASEA?
Well, first off, that was a heck of an introduction. I guess you pulled that down from somewhere. You know, I've had people ask me, how do you want us to introduce you? Just say you like me and we're good to go. But thank you, Doria. And let me say, for what y'all do for serving the community of ASEA, for you and Cindy doing this nurse talk, I think it's absolutely fantastic. So I've been in the network marketing space for 22 years. Before that, my wife and I were part owners of a technology company. We were making good money in especially for us in our 20s at the time. But the thing what caught my attention, it always took time. I've been approached with network marketing companies many times before. I never liked the way people approach me, but I did when my dad approached me with a wellness company. It caught my attention. One, that was my dad. Two, that is wellness. See, the model has always made sense. It's the way people approach people that didn't really. If somebody would have said this is hard but worth it, I'd joined. I joined that particular company. I always like to share this. I got in that company. I heard somebody made 50,000 their first month, 10,000 their first month. I said, heck, if I do half as good, this would be fantastic. Well, my first month, I made my initial investment rebate off my investment. My second month, I made $12. I mean, I wasn't moving too fast, but guys, I was talking to people left and right. See, the cool thing is about our business, it happens to be extremely forgiving for those people who are willing to reach out. But after about 2 years, I made my first $2,000 check in that particular company. I was able to transition in 3 years after that, we built the fastest growing business in a multi-billion-dollar company, and I was able to go full time. And I've been full time basically since. I was with that company for 12 years. I knew about ASEA for 3 years before making my decision to be a part of ASEA. And the reason I left the company I was with before, because they were making bad decisions. And like, if anybody's ever worked a job before, which everybody has, have you ever worked for somebody as a superior or a company that made bad decisions? That's where I was. And I couldn't hang my hat on this hook anymore of this particular company, because like I said, I believe the network marketing model so deeply that I know that everybody can win if they're willing to pay the price. So I reached out to my now sponsor. Nobody ever called me about this company. I know there's a bunch of people kicking themselves in the tail, but I eventually ended up calling my now sponsor, and I told him at that time I was looking to make a move, and he said, "It's funny you say so." He was doing the same thing. Mine was a different company. His with this company. So what caught my attention was that this is redox signaling molecules, salt water from Salt Lake City, and it's one product. Now, guys, if you don't know what that is, redox signaling, that's okay. Go back 11 years. I definitely did not understand it. I just knew people were getting results. And I knew, because I came from a company that had over 100 products, but this product with this, one little product at the time was getting above and beyond the results we were getting with 100. So I made my decision to be a part of it. And I saw the business aspect. I kind of broke that down for myself. And when we got in, I'd make a phone call, Doria, to somebody. And this is a little bit different than most people. They make their initial phone call. So if I called you, I'd say, Cindy. I say, hey, Cindy, this is Terry, to catch you at a bad time. She'd say, no, what's going on? I said, look, I'm about to make a massive business move. Just want to see if you're open to making some money. And then she'd give me an answer. And nobody ever said no. People might say, well, what is it? Or what is it this time? I said, look, you're busy. I'm busy too. This company's put together a system of information to educate you so we don't waste each other's time. When can you take the time to look at this information? By following this simple process, we built it to the top in 18 months. Now, the only reason I can tell you this, that aspect, because what you hear, the top 10 income earner and everything else, we had the skill sets. I paid the price for the company before. It's not like we brought a bunch of people over, but if people understand why I hit the network marketing on the front end, we can get the technology, because it's very powerful stuff. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the product. But if people understand, they treat this like a real business, they'll get real pay. And once you get the skill sets, nobody can ever take that away from you. But that's how that kind of caught my. I mean, I'll get on a rant here pretty quick. So, Dory, I want to make sure I stay on what you want me to start talking about.
That's okay. We got all night. No, I'm just. So you've been with ASEA for 11 years, and since 2012, 11 years?
Yeah, 11 years this
Correct.
month.
Okay. So how has this impacted you personally and professionally? I mean, I just read off your bio, but just speak on that.
Well, yeah, and so, I always tell people I've made money on both sides of the fence. I made good money before ASEA. The thing was, I had no time. Now, with what I did there, I make 4 to 5 times more. And that's always great, guys, just when you see here the amount than what I was making at that time. But yet I have time. There's a big difference here. And you think about it, and I struggle with this, guys. I have my children are 20. He's going to be 21 in November. And my daughter just turned 18, and my youngest is 15. He'll turn 16 in December. God help us all. So I'm sitting here, and this is coming from my perspective as a networker. Everybody has to understand I'm coming from a totally different view. And if you've never played in the game of network marketing, if you played in the game of network marketing and failed, guys, the only thing is with this, you just have to lift yourself back up. But I look at this and I go, okay, if you're watching this as a recording, or you're watching this live, if you worked a career, did you love the career, or did you get paid enough? Or were you trying to find a way out, or did you need to find a secondary income? So here's the reason I bring this stuff up. I'm paying for an education right now for my son to go to Texas A&M. And now when he came back out of school after his first year, and he comes back and he's going to work his internship. Because I said, if I want to pay for this education in its engineering field, you're going to work in this field. So he did an internship where he got his own truck. Guys, get this. They gave him a company truck. They gave him a hard hat, his cool little vest. He was in the money, guys. He felt good. He worked his first week. It was 50 hours. And he comes home, oh, man, I'm so tired. And I'm laughing. And the second week comes back, he worked another 50 hours. He goes, Dad, I think I want to know how to do ASEA. Now, here's where my son's coming from at that time. He's seen his mom and dad, my wife, and because our children have never known their parents to go to work in a traditional sense. So when it comes to this, my question is for anybody watching this: what value do you put on your own time? Now, we can say this. I've had people, if I ask, especially if they're older, say it's invaluable. Well, you're selling it for something. What did you sell it for? Now, or exchanging it, let's say, exchanging it. So if you make 100,000 a year, that's $48 an hour. So if I give you $48, would you give me that hour? Would you take that? Would you give me that hour to take away from your children? And most people say, no way. But we do it every day, but we don't put a monetary value on our time. So that's what I did long ago. I wanted to be a dad, not just an income producer. This past week, just to give you an idea, my daughter, who's a senior, and they tend to want to go look at all the different colleges, not just pick 2 or 3 that are close. So the cool thing is, last week we went to Colorado. We went to CSU, we went to CU. I was able to take my own daughter to do this stuff. We walked around the gamers. I took her to Red Rock. We went to go see Tyler Childers play in a concert. And we made this decision about a week and a half before going. Now, the reason I tell you this, had I been in the careers before, I would have been successful. I would have provided. I'd have been able to acquire certain things, let's say, but I would not have the time to do that. And I could share many things, guys, on this stuff, because I just tell you, that's the greatest thing I value most.
That's awesome. You can't get back the time. And that's what I always say. So let me ask you, we can see the glory story right now. Is there any sacrifices that you had to, or any challenges? When we see you successful, can't imagine you ever having any challenges or any obstacles. Did you run into any of those during your journey?
Yeah, stupid people. So here's the reason I say that. And guys, if anybody got offended by me saying that, guys, we all are ignorant. It's just different subjects, right? So when it comes to this, if ignorant with an opinion is the most awful thing on the planet. So here's the deal. When I'm dealing with somebody, and then when I first got going in network marketing, like I told you guys, it took me 2 years to make my first $2,000 monthly check. 3 years later, we built a fast growing business and a multi-billion-dollar company. Now, what I learned through that, the first 24 months or 20 months, whatever it was, I was consistently talking to people. So it's all in a book. It's all written out. There's podcasts. There's people telling you they're experts. You pay them X amount of dollars. They'll give you this, and they'll give you all this magic potion to get you where you want to go. Well, guys, I can sell that too. But let me tell you this. There's no greater gift in building your business than the struggle. Let me say this again. There's no greater gift than the struggle. And everybody says, well, why do you say that? I've struggled enough. Guys, the only way you're able to turn around and lift people up is if you're willing to struggle, because unless you go through the struggle, you're not strong enough to lift up anybody. So if you're willing to serve yourself first, and take care of yourself, take the life preserver for yourself, you can help other people. And guys, that's the greatest gift when it comes to building this business and it comes to itself. So my greatest obstacle is to get out of my own way, get out of my own head. And that goes with anybody. As you start to, if any entrepreneurship endeavor, the thing is, what's different here, let's say to be an associate, quote unquote, you invest $40. The max amount you can invest is $1,000. So, and that's in your own personal wellness, first off. So you're investing in your own personal wellness. So you go along, you talk to a few people, and they get a few no's. Well, it's easy for me to quit. Now, if I go to the franchise model, if I decided to start a company and I invest $250,000 in that franchise, and little Joey doesn't show up, my manager, who shows up? Me. Why? Because I have $250,000 invested. I've got everything invested in that company. So the thing is about network marketing, it is a micro franchise. You have every chance to win, especially when it comes to this technology and product. Every chance to win if you're willing to talk to enough people, understand there are people out there ignorant with an opinion. You'll get better and better. And what will catch them and make them flip their lid is when you continue talking to other people and the ignorance of opinion kind of goes away when the testimonials around them start to come around and people start to hear it.
Amen. That was awesome. Thank you. So the next, I guess you might have answered is, how do you simplify the process of sharing this technology?
Well, what's funny? First off, I teach people how to push play. Well, what y'all did tonight, to me, you'd have caught my attention. Now let me put this in perspective. Let's say, and guys, everybody's busy. You can be a successful entrepreneur, an executive. You can be a ditch digger. You can be a teacher. You can be all homemaker. You pick it. There's not one of those professions that are not busy. So what y'all saw tonight, how y'all kicked it off, every single person out there can do what y'all done. Every single person can share their personal testimonial, push play on the video, and have somebody else come on the back end. That's how I've been able to keep it simple. Now, when it comes to this product here, I always tell people, and I was doing an event. I'll speak. We had about 1,000 to 1,500 people at this particular event, and before I got started, I said, I want to give y'all a secret. So everybody get the notepads ready. And it's going to be how you can really do this stuff. And they all got the notepads ready. And I said, it's going to be around the product, because everybody gets so caught up in the science. And because, guys, there's hundreds and hundreds of medical professionals joining. You got two girls, the nurses that are leading this call, nurses, Redox Nurse Talk. This is amazing. But, when it comes to this stuff, I said, okay, here's the deal. On the back of this, it's going to say drink 4 ounces a day. You need 2 ounces in the morning, 2 ounces in the evening. If you're not getting what you're wanting to see, drink more. Now, here's another thing. Here's another product you talked about. Here's Renew 28. If you rub it, if you look good, want to maintain look good, rub it on your face. Look bad, want to look bad, rub it on your face. If you hurt somewhere, rub it where you hurt. Now, here's the deal. My deal is I teach people to drink more or find out what you're playing with, but I don't get caught up in the science. Now, when I say this, there's plenty of tools out there. If you fire off questions to me about the Krebs cycle, and guys, we're not going to get it. No, we don't get in that stuff. But if they're going to hammer me stuff about science, I could easily zip you a quick video. And as a nurse or as a medical professional, you right off the bat, there is respect because somebody doesn't try to play on your Doria's playing field with it. You got 30 years of being a nurse, and here I come as a quote unquote network marketer drinking this amazing redox signaling, and I'm trying to get into a Krebs cycle with you. No, I want to send a video, push play, let you see a professional give it in your terms. Just keeping it simple.
Yes,
okay, but here's real quick. The reason being, because if you tell me about this great product, what I'm going to reflect on and say, this is fantastic, but I don't have the time. So if I can show people how this fits into their schedule by leveraging tools like this new app we have, which is fantastic, it fits into their time schedule because everybody knows how this technology can help people.
Yes, very good. Thank you. All right. I just have a couple more questions, and I know Cindy's got a page full too. So, all right. So, can you speak on the culture of the company of ASEA? And I know you had the opportunity to meet Vertus Norton. So, just share with us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I traveled with Vertus for a little bit, and Vertus, guys, is one of the top business strategists in the world. One of the most kind people I've ever met. I mean, I've just been around just brilliant beyond. But coming to the culture of the company now, and I'll spend a lot of time with Tyler, his son. I give you an idea. I've been in the space of network marketing 12 years before I decided to be a part of ASEA. My first convention at ASEA, we were at a gold. We'd been into the company, let's say 6 months or something. And we went to the event, and Tyler Norton, our founder, stood on stage and said 3 words. And it goes to a whole part of a presentation. So there's a lot more to this. But he said, believe, belong, become. And right off the bat, guys, I told you in the beginning of this talk tonight, I love the industry of network marketing. There's nobody can challenge me on this because I know what it can do. But we also tell people up front, it's going to be simple, but not easy. Okay. But when he said believe, belong, and these believing, you're going to believe in your own product, you use it, belong, you belong in the community. These two are easy. The becoming part, guys, that's the most difficult because the greatest challenge is the person in the mirror. I mean, I'm telling you guys, and once you overcome, guys, and anybody that I say that to, you can look, and everybody will know that, and I'm outside of it, we can all look, our greatest challenge is the person in the mirror. And if you're willing to sacrifice, because you asked me, has there been sacrifice? Yeah, there's been sacrifice. I miss certain things, but there's a reason. If you know why you do something like this, for me, my thing was, I always said, if we don't break the cycle, who will? So for me, I was willing to go do what I had to do to break the cycle. I want to be a dad, not to say get all that stuff, but to show my children that there is a better way. Now, they might choose to go work a job, start a different company. They don't have to do this. I'm not going to force them to do this, but they're coming to it now because of what they see the time.
Yes, yes. So lastly, I just want to ask this last question. So you sit on our global council with ASEA. Can you explain to our audience what that is and what kind of impact you contribute to that?
Yeah, so I think there's 8 or 9 of us. I'm not totally sure. I've been in ASEA 11 years. I've been on the global council 10 years. And it's really, we're like a board members. We speak for the field. They take top leaders in each region, and we like I said, we go through certain things. Now, the neat thing is about this. My previous company, I was a part of something very similar, and they didn't listen. We were figureheads. They'd parade us around, and we wave our hand like we okayed everything they just did, and that was nothing further from the truth. I could tell everybody listening tonight, this company listens. We've had stuff that we're getting ready to roll out, and the council, we said no, and they listened. They didn't push through, guys. There's a lot of stories like this. So being a part of the council, I can tell you it's one of the greatest honors for me. My previous company, I couldn't wait to get off. And because I didn't want to hang my name on something that wasn't necessarily, I didn't feel like it was all truth. This company, 110%, guys, they listen to the field, and they really, I tell you this, the executives, I'm telling you, speaking of everybody, they go to sleep at night thinking about how to make certain that this company is here for your kids, your grandkids, your great-grandkids, and your great-great-grandkids forever. It is not about, we're going to hit $1 billion in sales this year. Yeah, there's goals and this stuff. They're about longevity. And there's a lot of stuff I get into that stuff, but that is so, for me, in the network marketing space and being a network marketer professional, that is, to me, one of the greatest things.
Thank you. Thank you, Terry. Gonna send it over to you, Miss Cindy.
Well, I think y'all covered just about everything. I mean, I had on here, what's your biggest challenge that you see people having? And of course, you answered that. And you, all the benefits and how you compared this company to your past companies. You checked all my little boxes. I do have a question though, kind of a rhetorical question. So, Terry, we are in 33 countries. Do you have any idea how many people you have possibly touched just from people you've shared with and that have shared it and haven't shared it? I mean, I can't imagine. It has to be thousands.
Yeah, that'd be a good way to put it. And it will
Yeah.
be millions. And
Yeah.
time.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, just because I mean the ball's already rolling.
Right.
And you know, Cindy, people have to realize when I started in ASEA in 2012, October 2012,
Mhm.
there were roughly, don't hold me to this, 12,000 studies on PubMed.gov. Now, PubMed.gov is a governmental site. They publish the white papers. 12,000 today, there are over 400,000 studies around redox signaling molecules. Guys, there's only one supplement on the planet. We have it. What y'all hearing about tonight, we have it. So that's the things that really kind of get me going as we build this thing. I get more excited every time I say that. I get really fired up.
That's awesome. I mean, and like I said, it's just you answered all the questions that I had. We'll open it up for a second, see if anyone else has any questions. You can raise your hand or unmute. This is your time to ask the master.
I will share this real quick. When I first got in, we just had this, and it was a different type of bottle, and then we had and what we know about this, 50% of people get results in 30 days, and 90% in 90. So when I started, when I told y'all how I said before, most people want to try the product first. So we try to team them up to get them connected, but there's 100% money back guarantee, right, within 30 days. So was I planting a seed, if they want to try the product, they'd get on the product, buy their stuff, and I would keep going, keep going. Now I let this stuff do this work. And then it was about a year and a half after being involved, we came with this. Well, this is amazing, guys, because without getting too much, what I've found with this, and I'm big on in-homes because y'all asked me how to keep it simple. What we've learned with this, you can rub it without getting the 3 and 5 or whatever, doesn't matter to me. You can swipe it on your throat right here. You can rub it 3 times 5. We've got about a 90% chance you might stop hurting in the middle of a meeting in front of everybody within 10 minutes. Because we've seen this as a lot of different levels to that. Okay. You can get what the person got you on about that. Then we come out this clay mask. You've got to be kidding me. Absolutely. Now just going back to simplicity. Now I did a meeting up in Oklahoma, and this guy owned, let's say, I'm guessing a lot of land. And this is through Thad Combs. This guy was quite successful in the farm and ranching business. He owned restaurants, all this stuff. And Thad Combs, he's on tonight. He got these people as a client of his in the past, gets on the product. We go up there to a meeting, and one of the restaurants, they have all these people come in. These are country folk, guys. That this clay mask, we put on the back, the guys and the girls put on the back of their hand, let it sit there for 10 minutes and rub it off after about 10 minutes. And here's what the thing was, they're looking at each other's hand, goes, look at this stuff, look at this stuff. And the wife the next day come out, you can't believe, look at my hand. Now here's the reason I say this, because I'm not peddling a product. I'm trying to have everybody understand the simplicity about around what we have our hands on. The science behind this stuff is deep, deep, deep. There's nothing stopping what's starting. People say it's the greatest health and science breakthrough of our lifetime. Canada discovered DNA or penicillin, and we're dealing with it. So, guys, that's why I want to bring that stuff up. Just going around the simplicity of this. You guys get me all jazzed up.
I love it though. That's what everybody needs to hear. I hope there's some new people on here. Did anyone have questions? Lynn, unmute. Oh, you don't have a question?
No,
Okay.
I was thinking it didn't start till 6, so I'm sorry I'm late to the party.
You're fine. It will be recorded and we'll have it on YouTube.
Okay,
Just search Redox Nurse Talk.
okay, thank you.
Be
I'm
up
looking
tomorrow.
forward to hearing what Terry had to say from the beginning, since I was blessed to have the opportunity to meet him and Aaron at the convention. So,
It was awesome.
I will, as you're waiting to see if anybody pops up. Here's something, guys, that what we just released at our convention, going back to keeping things simple with our new app, it's simplified everything. And how I've built in the beginning, I think this would double time things, especially as it comes out. This app is just it's a business right here in my hand.
Mhm.
And guys, of course we always have the home-based business, have everything else, but it's easy for me if I'm talking to someone and they want this, I could sit there and hit a button and right off the bat they're going to order a product right then and there. So anyway, that's pretty amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm excited. And there's a lot of trainings out there. If anyone wants them, just you can find them everywhere now. So just jump on and try to learn them. So no questions for Terry tonight? Or I guess he answered everybody's questions, maybe. But Terry, we appreciate you coming on and doing this.
Is Claudette, does she have a question?
Oh, Claudette. Okay, go ahead.
Hi, Terry. This is for Terry. When you first started doing this business, Terry, I guess your best bet was face to face with most people, or is it better texting? And if you do text, what's your follow-up plan?
So I never did text. So if you go back, because I mean, especially now when I bring up a SIA, when I started SIA, everybody, when I say this stuff, everybody please understand I had the experience.
Okay.
I had the battle scars, and everybody, the only way you succeed is by getting truly battle scars. So it was what I said. I mean, I'd make a phone call and I'd say, hey, Lynn, this is Terry to catch you at a bad time. He said, oh, no, what's going on? I said, look, I'm about to make a massive business move. Just want to see if you're open to making some money. He gave me an answer. I said, look, what is it? You're busy. I'm busy too. This company's put together a system of information to educate you so we don't waste each other's time. When can you take about 10 to 15 minutes to look at this information? I'll look at it tonight. Great. And I follow up the next day. So after that, I said, great. I'll follow up at 10 or what I get 10 or 12 tomorrow available. Because guys, now coming from understand when going, this is a great question. When y'all hear me say this stuff, some of y'all are coming in, putting your toe in the water. And it's understanding. I get it. Y'all were nervous, you're scared. You hear this stuff, you hear this top income earner in the company, all this kind of stuff. Guys, I wasn't always here. I can tell you, I've got in front of people that I got so nervous, my tongue swelled up, and y'all would never understand a word I said. I had a buddy of mine who introduced me to another company, or he was a part of my upline in the other company, became buddies, and I've known him for a while. He comes in and I'm going to introduce him. I forgot his name. I was so scared. So guys, when y'all find this, and guys, here's the great thing. You know how y'all laugh and having fun with this? Here's the thing. We got to learn to laugh at ourselves because it is an absolute certainty. Your victory, you winning at this business, if you're willing to laugh at yourself, go out there and talk to them, mess it up. And then come back and call Cindy, call me, call whoever it might be. Say, you're not going to believe this. Try me. And then you try to one up. And then another thing is you get, and my success has come from things like that. People just kind of, I'll tell you this real quick. I think I've shared this before for some of you guys. I had a buddy of mine's dad, and it's somebody that loved me as an athlete and loved me as a guy, whatever. He appreciated me and I appreciated him. So he's an easy catch for me. So I called him up and said, see if he'd sit down with me. This is my first company. He said, I'll be happy to, Terry, come on over. So I go over there. I get to his house and they shut off the lights and lock the door. And it's like, I know you're in there. You know what I mean? But here's again. Now, fast forward 22 years, we're a top income earner and one of the top in the industry, all this stuff. So guys, there's funny stories. Go out there, get your stories, because you'll never, y'all, especially if you're part of the SIA, you'll never find anything like this. Now, forget the science. The fact that I can sit across from neurosurgeons, you give me the smartest person on the planet, and they're going to pin my ears back on chemistry or the Krebs cycle, and I'm saying, I don't know. I said, why don't you try this? They did. And what are we doing? What's going on? I don't know. And what are you doing? Because I've hurt for 10 years and I'm not hurting right now. What you got to tell me what's happening? I said, Doc, I don't know what's happening, but I can send you the information. You don't know what that is. I can tell you guys, I've done that so many different times. And another thing is, I know enough to get in trouble, but I know there's at least 2 nurses on here that would butcher me on the science of this stuff. But like I said, yes, I probably jumped off topic. I apologize, but yes, I'm reaching out to people on the follow-up's key.
Good. Did you have a question, Lynn?
Yes, thank you. Thank you for saying that, Terry. So my question to you is, have you like just literally looked up doctors and set an
No,
appointment with them and
no,
no? Okay.
no, doc, no, you don't, no. That's a great question, by the way. Doctors, and I say they come into organization. I don't go looking for doctors. And if you're a medical professional on the call, when I say this to all due respect, but most doctors grow like pond water. They overanalyze and do nothing. And they know everything, but they don't share the stuff they know. So but which is fine. But we've got, I mean, I don't have a ton of medical professionals in. Heck, I got a front line to me is that a lot of y'all know her name, Dr. Maureen Hayes, and she's a triple diamond. She'll go ambassador pretty quick. And I sponsored her, but I didn't call her. There's a lot to that story. But guys, I didn't get, when she called me, she asked me, why did I leave a company I was so successful with to go here? And I said, Doc, this guy's catch this. I said, Doc, I don't know what to tell you. These people walked away from a large sum of money, said no to the ballot, and said yes to the people, and that affected me. And I said, have you heard of redox signaling molecules? And she had not. I zipped over the video did the work. The next day she signed up, kept her connected, and y'all know the rest of the story. Now here's another thing. A lot of y'all are a little bit nervous right now about reaching out to people. We're getting somebody started for my brother right now, okay? And this guy's up in Chicago by himself. And I said, look, I asked him, I said, can you get 10 to 15 people in your room, your house? He goes, about this particular problem. Now, he's a part of the process looking at ASEA as a business. I said, can you get 10 to 15 people in your house? And he goes, well, I think so. Yeah, I can do that. I said, well, I could teach you a way how to do the presentation. But here's the kicker. You're going to be scared. You're going to be full of fear. But what you have to realize, that fear and you're being scared sells the audience. And here's the reason why. They're seeing somebody up front go for it. There's too much of this out here. Chatter. I won't. Or they go, when's the last time y'all been to a family reunion? And everybody talks about how bad they hurt and all this kind of stuff. Well, I mean, guys, the world, they want to see somebody going for it. So when you get in front, push play. And guys, y'all heard Donna Lynn. She's business builder of the year. This is what we taught her. Push play. She's the technology. It never works right for her, but she's the business builder of the year of the whole world of ASEA. And she ran the largest midwifery clinic in the state of Texas, was busier than anybody y'all can ever answer. I mean, honestly, she was just committed. But why not tell y'all this? Every single one of you could do this. Now, you don't have to be a diamond, and you might want to be a gold. Now, you might want to, but you just have a plan and go for it. Set your daily mode of operation every single day. What are you willing to do? And if you go out there, get shut down by a couple of people, I promise you, it's going to happen. Call you a buddy. Call you and say, man, you're not going to believe this. This person they ran from me. And guys, I can tell you, oh God, I can tell you stories. But yeah, just go get your stories and bring them. You'll be doing a call like this here in a year or two.
Marita, do you want to answer? Marita, you had a question. You want to answer? You want to ask it?
Terry, what would you suggest to get some of our younger people excited about ASEA?
That's such a great question. Here's the thing. Do it. You know what they want, and there's a lot of directions I can go with this one. What's the greatest generation of all? You go to the World War II, you got the baby boomer generation, all this stuff. You got generation and the baby boomer moved everything. And I'm looking at it for me, and I don't go. I talk to people, guys. And here's what I'm going to go. So I put this up better. Let me ask you, Marita. And as you look at this, don't go for an answer. Kind of for all of y'all. Do you know what you're looking for? If you're in your idea, in your mind, who are you looking for? Do they have connections? Are they professional? Do they get up in the morning? Do they take care of themselves? All this stuff. I'm just asking some, are they young, old? Doesn't matter. All this stuff I'm asking you, if you have clear sight of what you're trying to attract, you'll attract them. You will attract those people, but when I'll tell you this, when it comes to younger generation, they don't want to go work a job anymore. But I think the less we say if you're going to talk to somebody, the less you say, the better you'll do. The app is going to be a big thing for them, for sure. I think Deb said, not Deb, yes, I'm sorry, Cindy said that they have a younger person teach her the app tomorrow. So that's what's catching their attention.
Terry,
Thanks.
of the videos that are on the app, there's the Genesis and then the start firing on all, and then the real redox results with the password redox. You know, I have sent that video to several people, the real redox results, you know, with the password. Of the ones that are on the app, which one would you suggest to start with? Because you don't want to bombard people with too much information.
Well, I always tell people that what gels with you will gel with the rest. Okay. Well, if you really like a tool, you're more apt to share that particular tool than if I tell you. Now, I'll tell you what I'll do. Now, let's say you send out real redox results.
Okay.
I would tell everybody not to just send out the site. You have to be specific, because if I open that site and I see there's 120 testimonials, I get information overload. My time does not allow, I push it aside. Okay. Now, if I tell them the top left-hand corner, there's a 7-minute video. There's 6 or 7 of top medical professionals talking about this breakthrough technology. Wait till you hear what they say about this. And then you can look on the left and pick that you might have a testimony or some different things that maybe people in your loved ones are dealing with. Pick around, play around, but watch it, but you're not going to believe what these doctors are going to say. Now, they're more apt to look at that because why? They want to hear what the medical professionals are saying. Then they look on the left, whether or not to watch it or not. Like if you're dealing with somebody like me that can't sit down to say, I mean, I always move. But I'll see over here on the left, I see, man, this is going to do all this stuff. This is amazing stuff. So yes, and the Genesis, I love. Guys, I absolutely love the Genesis. But you run with what you like the most, you'll find that it works. Just make sure you get it out to enough people. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay, I think we have time for maybe one more question. I see Teresa's hand.
Hello. Hey, I'm just going to tell you all, I got to meet Terry's son that he was talking about in Cancun in May of 22. And what a great young gentleman he is. And he was telling me how important it was that his dad was always there to either take them to school or pick them up, and how important that was. So, and he's grown up with this company with all this love in it. I could see how he couldn't work anyplace else. So I can see that it's going to be hard for him to get an education and go work someplace else when he knows what a good company this is. And he's got a very honest dad. I've heard Terry tell the same stories over and over, and they don't change.
Yeah.
And I love that, Terry. Thank you for all you do for us.
You bet.
So I see Debbie has a hand up. Debbie, have you already asked a question? Is your hand just still up, or did you have a quick one?
No, I had a question. It's been up for a while, but
I'm sorry. Okay,
anyway,
go ahead and our last one.
I think it's been answered. This is my very first call. I've only been on Redox for 6 weeks.
Awesome.
I am a registered nurse as well, and I actually had some nursing questions, which I don't. This Zoom call seems to be more about marketing and that sort of thing, so I don't want to ask those questions in front of everybody. But if I could talk to Cindy or Dora after the Zoom is done, that would be awesome.
Yeah. So I want to ask you who's your sponsor?
So I'm in Canada.
Okay.
And Margaret Wall is my up sponsor.
Okay.
I know she went to the last convention in Utah, and she came back very excited. She talked to me just this past week, tried to encourage me. But again, I've only been on for 6 weeks. I don't have a testimony. I don't have this app that you're talking about. So I got to find out where this app is and how to download it, because pressing play on something I don't know where to press the play button doesn't help.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I
Right.
would encourage you to get back with your sponsor and she can answer some of those questions for you. And then, there may be a tool that she can send out to you about, we have a asiascience.com, which is a good tool to send out to people to answer some of your science questions.
Yeah, one of the specific question that I had, she was the one who told me to get on this link because
Okay.
she says, oh,
Okay.
it's
All right.
so I thought it was all about nursing, but it's not.
We just
Okay,
happen
so
to be
if you'll
nurses.
put your number in the
Chat.
chat,
Yeah.
then one of us will reach out to you.
Hey, you know what? I know nurses.
Yeah, we just happen to be nurses. We're just sharing testimonies of everybody, whether it's business or if they've had amazing results with the products. We just want everybody to have a platform where we can share this with people that want to jump on and listen, make it very informal nighttime after the ones that work during the day. So that's what this is. But I mean, we can still talk offline sometime. Put your number in there. Okay. All right, we're going to go
I
ahead and
sent it
close.
to you, Cindy. Okay.
Yeah, I think I saw it. There, I
Okay.
got it.
All
Okay,
right.
thank you very much, Debbie. And we'll reach out. One of us will
Okay.
get you. But we
Thanks.
want to thank you, Terry, for coming on tonight. This has been awesome. And we always enjoy it when we have our top earners coming and sharing those tidbits and secrets of how to grow the business, because obviously it can be done and it's being done every day. So get back to the person that invited you to this Zoom if you have questions or ready to sign up if you're not already an associate or a customer. And next week we will have Barbie Phillips on. Barbie is a chiropractor for people and animals. So she has a very interesting testimony. So we're going to have her on next Tuesday night. So share this with friends. We will be saving the recording to YouTube. So after tonight, maybe tomorrow, go to YouTube and search Redox Nurse Talk. And you should find all of our past recordings, or at least most of them. So anyway, we thank you for coming. Everyone have a great night, and we will see you next Tuesday.
Thanks for having me. Thanks,
All
guys.
right. Thank
Thanks,
you.
Terry.
Guys, thanks for a great call.
You're welcome.